This year, everyone is feeling the pinch, am I right? Today, I am here to save your Christmas with handmade gifts that look like they came from an expensive boutique, but they just cost a few dollars to make. These DIY Christmas gift episodes are always some of your absolute favorites, but this time I have taken things to a whole new level. These are hands down the most stunning, expensive looking gifts I've ever made, and wait until you see how little they actually cost. You won't be able to look away. Stick around because I had a really hard time ordering them because each of these were so good, and every one of them will leave your jaw on the floor. But first up, luxury perfume is one of the most expensive gifts you can buy, but making your own, that's where the myth begins to crumble. So this DIY perfume is so simple. Now, this one is going to be oil-based, and there's a couple reasons I did that. First of all, it was much easier to get a hold of the ingredients that it calls for, and it's much simpler to make. And honestly, using an oil base makes the scent last longer. So here's what you're gonna need is you are going to buy in bulk. This is how we keep the costs down. And you can give this to like all of your girlfriends, all the women in your family, whatever. A bulk set of perfume bottles. I found these ones off of Amazon for like $1 a piece. I don't remember, but I'll give you the end cost on all of them. And all you're gonna need as far as ingredients is some kind of carrier oil. So either sweet almond oil or jojoba oil. And I know I'm gonna get some comments on that. I did look it up. It is jojoba oil, but it is spelled Jojoba. So anyways, I just know that somebody was gonna call me out on that, but I did check on that, and that is the way you say it, according to the internet.
They can't put anything on the internet that isn't true.
Where'd you hear that? The internet.
So I had jojoba oil on hand already, so that's what I used. The little perfume bottles that I'm gonna be using are about 15 milliliters. We are gonna put in 10 milliliters of the jojoba oil or your carrier oil of choice. If you want a little bit more intense fragrance, you can do less of the carrier oil. Maybe you drop it down to 7.5 milliliters, which is, okay, so if you're looking at the bottle, you're gonna fill it about 2/3 full or half full, depending on how strong of the scent. So I did mine about 2/3 full. Then you're gonna fill it up pretty much the rest of the way with your scent. Now, I came up with 3 different options that I made because I just wanted to test out a few different ways to do it. There was so many good options, by the way. So I did this one as coconut vanilla, which I feel like is a pretty safe one to give to almost anyone. Most people would like a coconut vanilla scent. Not everybody, but you know, perfume is subjective, but I felt like that is a good, safe bet to do. Then I also tried one called Santal Sanctuary, which is also a good one. It's kind of like a musky scent, and I tried that one out as well. Both of these they say on there that they're not like tested on animals and they're cruelty free. What they don't say is that they're not non-toxic or whatever. It's a very small amount, but if you're sensitive to that, you may want to keep that in mind. However, the next one that I tried is I got this little gift set. This one was a little bit more, but in the whole scheme of things, still very, very economical. What was really fun about this set is it was called like a feminine set, and it is basically like a knockoff scent of some very popular perfumes, including Chanel No. 5, Bombshell, Love Spell, like some other big names, 1,000 Wishes or whatever. And these scents were very, very intense. But what I really liked is this statement on their ad. It said, "Our scents and fragrances are skin safe when diluted using pure, natural, raw ingredients. All Vine Vita products are vegan, free of phthalates, parabens, and other potentially dangerous chemicals." So I personally like that. Plus they're inspired by high-end designer perfumes. And so I tried that out and I really love them. It's fantastic. So that one will cost you a little bit more money, but in the whole scheme of things, you're gonna see it's still really, really great price. So all you do is you do, like I said, 2/3, 1/3 scent or half and half, and you shake it up, put the lid on, and you can see that I tried it a couple of different ways using their little pippets and things. It's really easy, you guys. You can totally do this. And to make it even simpler, I've made a whole bunch of really fantastic designer labels for a lot of these projects today. So stick around. I am trying to make things so easy for you. These are extremely valuable, and I'm giving them all as my Christmas gift to you for free. And I will link these on my website, and I'll put that in the description box below. Or you can just go to my website, designedtothenines.com, and just look for the free printables, and it should be up top. But okay, so I made 3 different labels. The first one is called Belle Éclate. Apparently that's French and it means like beautiful romance or something like that. That one for me would be good generic one for all of like the feminine scents that I told you about, the clean scents, and that one would be good. There's 30 on a page, so one sticker paper is going to get you 30 labels, and it's super easy to do. You just cut and stick them on. Then I made one for the Santal. It's Santale or something like that, and that's that one with like a light green color. If you want to like make all of them, you can. And this one is Vanilla de Coco. I try to make it sound all fancy in French. I don't speak French, but that one is that label. So 3 different options, and those will be free and available for you to use. So when making these in bulk, these custom scents cost $1.84 for the more economical one that I told you about. And then for the little bit more designer scent one, $3.09, and they look like they came straight from a high-end fragrance counter. They give such a high-end vibe. Love these. You could pick out a different bottle shape if you like, but I really liked the look of this. I think it is so much fun. So around $3 or less to make a high-end designer perfume. These would make great gifts for your girlfriends, great gifts for your daughter's friends. Such a fun gift idea for $3, and it looks so expensive and nice. Am I right? By the way, as we go along, as my friend, you have to tell me which one of these you would most like to receive. Comment in the comment section below. Tell me which gifts you would like to receive. And while you're there, why don't you tell me your favorite handmade gift you've ever received? Next up, this is gonna be a small but mighty gift. This is gonna be so easy. So what you're gonna need to do is get some pictures, maybe off of Facebook, or maybe just ask for them, or maybe you already have them. So you need some photos for this. Then you're gonna go into Canva.
Then what we're going to do is type in oval frame, and this is on Canva, obviously, here. And we're going to do that one because I have a couple of oval pictures. We're going to size them to the height that we want, which is about 3-ish inches. We'll do it a little bit bigger just to be safe. And then I have another one that's a little bit smaller than that. Yeah, we'll call it that. And then we'll just do a rectangular one. So, and then you're going to take your photos. And in this case, I'm going to do that. And then this is a sweet dear friend of mine. And then I've got one of Lisa and her family. They just got a new son-in-law. So we'll size this down to 2 3/4 by 2. Okay, so we need to bring this in a little bit and make it a little bit bigger. So that's it. And then, oh, maybe we want to zoom this in a little bit. You can just frame this up how you want it. I thought this was a cute picture of them. And so there we go. And then all you need to do is title it something other than that. We'll go family pics. And then I would just download it as a PDF print. So you go up here to PDF print and pick the page, current page, and download.
Okay, so once you've got it all designed how you want, and honestly, you don't necessarily need to do it in Canva. You could just crop it out manually too. Like, you don't have to be all fancy. I decided to take my PDF print and print it on this white sticker paper. Now, if you're making multiple of these projects, having this sticker paper on hand will come in handy. What I love about it is it's white, it's glossy, and then we can stick it onto something. So that's all I did. I would recommend pulling all of your paper out and printing one of these glossy stickers at a time, because otherwise it tends to get caught with another piece of paper and it can mess it up. Ask me how I know. I'm saving you. Just put one piece of the sticker paper in your printer at a time and print on the highest setting. Then I stuck them on some leftover cardboard box. You could use poster board, you could use a foam board, whatever you have handy, but like everybody has like a shipping box around, it feels like. So I just stuck it on that, and then you can cut it out. I tried using my rotary cutter. It was a little crazy, so I just ended up using some scissors and cutting it out. It's pretty simple to do. Okay, we're gonna chat real quick while we are waiting for this hot glue gun to warm up. It's getting close. I do not recommend this one, by the way, because the battery does not last very long at all. That's kind of my complaint with a lot of these. And so mine is under development. Everything just takes so long. I am so sorry, you guys. It just takes forever to develop products, and with the tariffs, everybody's slowed down. But here's a couple things. So you're gonna need a hot glue gun. Again, you're gonna need crystal clear hot glue, right? And what I had in before was just my regular Gorilla Glue sticks. So we have a little bit left in here, and we're gonna just squeeze this literally right onto my craft mat. And then once it cools down, we'll be able to peel it right off. So I love this craft mat. This would make an excellent Christmas gift, you guys. It's so durable. You can put epoxy on it. Rub and buff, if it sits on there a while, it takes a little bit more elbow grease. If you can clean off the rub and buff really quickly, and this is what I recommend to clean it off with, is a foaming window cleaner and then a paper towel. It cleans, like, I have put so much stuff on it, including rub and buff, and it still looks fantastic. So, okay, it is green, so that means it's warm. Then I just hot glued these really ornate frames. I got these off of, I want to say TikTok shop, like a year ago, and I haven't done anything with them. I've had them around with this in mind, but I hadn't done it yet, and I got it for such a good deal. However, I found some similar frames on Amazon, and they're all kind of like mix and match, and they end up being like 57 cents each. So all you need to do is hot glue those on over the sticker cardboard piece, and then what you're going to do is flip it on the back and just peel and stick these strong magnets on the back. So these are going to be beautiful fridge magnets, and the final cost of these are $1 to make each. Isn't that crazy? And they give such a high-end look. So maybe you could make multiple, do like one of each grandchild or one of each child, and so that somebody could do a beautiful collage on their fridge. These custom magnets are giving such an Etsy boutique, but they cost less than a trip to Starbucks. Look at these. I mean, seriously, I got this one upside down. How adorable are these? Seriously, anybody would love these as a gift. And on top of it, these will pair perfectly with a house art project that's coming up in just a second. This next gift idea is one that truly touched my heart. It was inspired by a beautiful gift I received last year from my dear friend Allison, a gratitude jar. This idea is so simple. So here's what you're gonna need: a clear jar that's, not huge, but not like overly small. This one I got from Hobby Lobby that was just like the one that Allison gave me, and I believe on sale you can get it for $4.50, okay? Then all you're gonna need is a label that I have designed for you and that white sticker paper that we've already used. So if you wanna make all of these, you are gonna be set to go. Okay, and I've designed it in this beautiful kind of blue, Aaliyah blue color that I love. Red if you wanna go more Christmas, and then also the green. And you can see the top part of this one is cut off. That's what I'm talking about when it sticks. That's why I would do it one at a time. This is an example of what happened. It stuck to another piece of paper. But how cute are these? And it says, gratitude opens the door for good things to enter. So I like that. And then it says, it gives the instructions on how to do it. So write down one good thing each day, and by year's end, you'll see how beautiful your life already was. So it's like really focusing on the positive. So all you're gonna do is, so I've got 6 on a sheet, cut these out, stick them to the jar. Then I bought these little tiny notebooks off of the Amazon in bulk. You could go to the Dollar Tree, get little notebooks. And then I also bought these adorable pens that are gold with a little heart on it. And you're gonna see how really cute this looks in the jar. It pokes out the top when you put the lid on. And you can see that the little gold heart is in the little knob part of it. But look how cute that is. Who would not want to receive that? So I put 3 notebooks in, a pen, the label, the jar, and this would be, I think it was like $8 or $9 for this gift. And it is so adorable. I love this and I would love to get this gift. I don't know about you. It's a powerful way to shift your focus and end the year feeling full of gratitude. And that's why this gift is so special. And thank you, Allison, for inspiring this one. I promise I won't give this one to people, that I'll let you own this, but I just thought it would be really fun to share with our friends. And I know that Allison would approve. And have you guys noticed Miss Dolly back here taking a nap? She's in her so sweet little elf outfit.
Oh, it's not a costume. I'm an elf.
She's so adorable. She's my little DIY dolly. I just love her. Nothing is more powerful than personalized art, and this one has the potential to even be a tearjerker. The best part is you can easily make it for under $5. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a picture of the exterior of their home. Maybe it's the home that they lived in as a child. Maybe it's their first home together. Maybe it's the home where you raised your family, or maybe they just bought a home this year. So this is a really fun idea. Get a picture, but it's pretty easy these days to even just go to Zillow and get the exterior shot of a house if you know their address and get that. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go into ChatGPT. ChatGPT is kind of here to stay, so why not take advantage of it? So I'm gonna show you how we are gonna do this. So we're gonna just upload a picture. You're gonna take your picture of your home that you're working on, and then you're going to say something to the effect of, let's turn this image to a beautiful watercolor artwork that has soft edges, no harsh lines, and looks like a painting. Okay, so we'll just start with that and see what it comes with. It could turn up like awesome, or we might need to give it other prompts. And so this just takes like a minute or so. It depends on how fast your internet and how bogged down ChatGPT is. And here it comes. All right, here it comes, and so far, so good. We'll see how this ends up going. But so far I like the top part. Oh my goodness, that is so good. Now, it does feel like a little bit limey, and we could work on that here, but I think we can just go ahead and download this and finish it off in Canva. So you're gonna go to Canva and you're gonna hit create, and we're gonna do custom size. Well, we'll just do an 8.5 by 11. And so then we are gonna upload, and we're gonna hit upload files. We're gonna click on that. Okay, so then you're gonna click on your picture and put it over on your page. And I guess the one thing that we could have probably done over there, is maybe soften the edges a little bit more, but I think we're okay. So this is what it's looking like. I think this looks like a little yellowy, a little limey, and I think I would like to see some different filters on it just to see. So I'm going to hit edit, and then we're going to go to filters just to see if we can't get a color combo that we like a little bit better. That one's a little softer. I immediately like that one better, but let's see what else we've got. So that one's arrow, and it's just gonna depend. See, if we put on that,
that's going to make it even weirder. So that's not going to work. This one is a definite possibility as well. And here's another thing you can do is kind of how much of the filter you want. You can do like somewhere in the middle. And that one's actually not bad right there on the intensity. We could do Nordic, which, ooh, yeah, I think I like Nordic. I think we're going to go with Nordic, but you can see that there's a lot of different filters that you can put it on so you get a better look. So this is a little off kilter. We might want to center it up a little bit more, and then we might want to offset that a little bit. Okay. Now you can leave it just as is like this, or we can add some text like, let's do an all caps, the Bears, like the family last name, and then maybe we'll immediately put this in white. Well, I gotta highlight it first, white. And I think this is the wrong font. So let's just try something like Times New Roman. I think that's always just kind of a safe bet. Yeah, that looks good. And if we want to, we can go do like an outline or a lift. I kind of like the lift, so that is good. And then we can maybe do like the wedding date, like the date the family was established. You could do a lot of different dates here. So, okay, and obviously that's too big. And then we kind of want to center that up, and we'll do the same effect. We'll do lift. Oh, it looks like it might have already been on there. I don't know. And so there we go. And then all you're going to want to do is hit share and download and PDF, print, and then download.
And then you can print it out. Then use a frame. Now you can thrift a frame. You can get frames at the Dollar Tree. You can get frames online in bulk for good prices. Okay, so here's a couple of examples. One that is vertical, one that's horizontal. And I just wanted to show you like options on frames. This one's a lot more ornate, but it's really cute, and it had a mat and everything. I got this one at Home Goods for $14.99. So this one's a little bit higher, but this one's from the Dollar Tree for $1.25. So you could do something as simple as that. Very simple. This is also from the Dollar Tree. I like this one because it has a little tiny mat, and it's very classic. So this is a good option, $1.25, or it used to be. I don't know what it is now. And then this one you can see I got on clearance at Hobby Lobby for $5.74. That is a really substantial good frame. You could paint it, you could add some gold on it, you could leave it as is. So this is also like a really affordable option. And this one I think I got on like Temu for a few dollars a piece. I think I got a set of 6 of them, and they ended up being like $3 or so, which is very similar to the Dollar Tree one, but a little nicer quality. So it's like a similar look, a little bit bigger frame, a little bit more, but like a lot higher quality. So any of these options are going to be really, really good. And I just thought we could play around and see what we like. I'm a little worried. I should have probably made it maybe a little smaller. I don't know. This one obviously is probably a good option because it won't cut off that much. But just keep that in mind when you are doing yours. I want to try this one. I'm feeling like this one would be a good one. So we won't tape it in. We're just going to kind of eyeball it here. Okay, so actually that's not that bad. I kind of like that one. I could have shrunk it down a little bit, so that's something to just keep in mind. I didn't really shrink this down to an 8x10, and I probably should have, but I think we're gonna go with this option. I really like this one. So there's a plastic film on both sides. This is the same as like all of your ones from IKEA, which is also a good place to get a frame too. You could use regular tape. I already have out some of this double-sided stick adhesive here, so I might just do it in the corners and then in the middle. Okay, We gotta remember to make sure that we don't cut off the bottom part. Oopsie. I didn't do a very good job of that. I will go see if I have some just regular tape because I didn't put it in a good spot. This will work. This is just a painter's tape. I had it handy, so just use whatever tape you have. Let's flip it over before we pinch it in and make sure. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Okay, so all we do is I'll just put this back in. This is such a quick and easy, if you're crunched for time and in a pinch, this is a great last minute option. Okay, what do we think? And I'll throw my other one into the more ornate frame so that you can see like options. Let's see how this one looks. Oh yeah, that's cute too. See? Isn't that such a fun and cute idea? So I love that. I think it's really great. You can do this for easily under $5, including the printing it out, all of that. Such a fun and cute gift idea. Later, I'll show you how I turned thrift store cut crystal into a candle that looks so high-end, people will ask you if it was from Anthropologie. Oh my word, this next one is a showstopper. It's part art, part home decor, and it glows literally. Perfect for gifting to someone who loves meaningful quotes or cozy spaces. So what you're gonna do is in bulk, you are going to order this night light. And you might wanna grab some batteries while you're at it because that's just a nice thing to do, to have the batteries in it for the person so they can get that instant gratification. But if you're tight on money, you could forgo the batteries, but I'm telling you, if you can buy them in bulk, put the batteries in. Then I have pre-designed some quotes for you. There are scripture verses. I also have another idea for you if you don't want to go the religious route. There's lots of ways to do this. So I did I Am the Light of the World, and I cut it out in vinyl, and let's just say it was not going well.
It just won't work.
I am so fed up with the Smart Vinyl by Cricut. It is the bane of my existence, especially when you're doing fine, like little tiny lettering. It's just so annoying. There's no better word for it. So with that in mind, I went back and got some Oracal, which I've used a long time ago and I really, really loved. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be the way to go. So I went and bought that, cut it out, and I had problems with that one too. I swear they've changed the Oracal. So if you have a good vinyl that you like, that works well with like fine detailing and tiny lettering, please help a girl out because I am just not loving any of the vinyl options out there. I even cut it on the washi setting and all of that. So basically what you're gonna need is you're gonna need some kind of image or quote. You're gonna cut it out in vinyl, or maybe you could just pre-buy a vinyl decal. But if you have a Cricut machine, this will come in really, really handy. And you're gonna cut it in white vinyl. And so this took me a minute. I did get it. And then you're going to apply it to the little round disc. After you peel back, it has like a protective coat on it. And then be a little careful because you'll notice on one of these that it is kind of scratched up in the edges. That's because I didn't completely have all of the face of it covered, and I used my scraping tool and I kind of scraped it up a little bit, you'll notice. But once you get it on, look how cool this is. So this one kind of rotates like colors. You can have it go like that, or you can just keep touching it and pick the color that you want. I think this one, just like the white one, is really, really cool. Now the other one I did is, I did like my husband and my name and the day that we got married. So that was a personalized one. You could do a famous quote that you like, something that's meaningful and optimistic. But this, even with the vinyl, is about $5 to make. If you throw on the batteries, it'll maybe be $6, I don't know. $5, can you even believe it? You could totally pass this off as a $35 to $40 gift. It is so good. And I think that there is like a rechargeable aspect to it, so I don't even know if you need the batteries, I can't tell. but this is such a fun gift, is it not? And speaking of meaningful gifts, this is the nativity set that I just launched last Tuesday night. It is so awesome. It's gonna be over that $10 mark we're doing for the handmade gifts. So this is really, really special. I priced it as low as I could. This is just something that I'm testing out, whether you want me to do like maybe some seasonal decor or not. There is a very limited amount. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if this is already sold out. If it's not, snag one. I'm recording this before I launched this live and we only have 500 sets. So there is a extremely high sellout risk, especially, you know, my community is over 500,000. So if you love this and you want this beautiful nativity set, so grab this. It's so beautiful. It comes with a free digital print backdrop. You'll have to print it out and put it behind it, frame it up in a beautiful gold frame. It's like a starry night thing and is so beautiful. And I will link that below if you would like to bring one of those into your home or put them into a home of someone you love this year. Now, I'm not a food channel, but this one was too good to leave out. I thought this would make a fantastic gift idea. Edible cookie dough. It feels a little indulgent and gift worthy, especially when packaged beautifully. So let me show you how we did this. Okay, we are gonna make edible cookie dough, because why not? How awesome does that sound? And just a fun little fact, this is my grandma's that she gave me years ago. It's probably like 25 or so years old. It's awesome. But I wonder how much like that has left in it. If you have a nice mixer that you like, put it in the comment section below, just in case I may need one. So I'm gonna put the recipe on the screen so you can screenshot that for later. And we're gonna just whip these up. But one point of note is we toasted the flour for 5 to 7 minutes at 350 degrees. You do this to kill bacteria, but also we are not using any eggs as well, so this is safe to eat. Here we go. Shall we test it and see if it's edible? I've got a clean spoon here, and let's see. Oh yeah, that's edible. Oh yeah. And now it's time to do our jar, and I have a free printable that I'm gonna provide for you for this specific jar, and it might work for other jars as well. And it's just a really cutely designed edible chocolate chip cookie dough. And you could print it out on a white sticker. I did clear on mine. And these jars I bought in bulk, like a bulk 12 of them, for $1.67 a piece. So that's like pretty close to Dollar Tree prices, and they're so cute. And we might even embellish with some cute ribbons. I'm gonna just use a kind of a big ice cream scoop and scoop it into our jar to try to keep it clean. And here we go. So we've got our jar with our label on it, and we'll see how much we can fit in it. This might be a 2 scooper, but look how cute that is with the M&Ms in there and the sprinkles. And we might even want to add some. Let's see, let's push. That's pretty darn full. It even comes with these like sealing things. This might be a little too full for that. Let's take a little bit out. So then we can put our Stay Fresh thing on top, and cute. Now we can embellish. If you like just want to do a smaller version, maybe that would be fine and you can get more out of it. My recipe makes enough for 3 jars, and then you can embellish it with red and green M&Ms, red and green sprinkles, however you want. And you could actually make this outside of Christmas, obviously, and just do it plain, there's just a lot of different options. Now, I did use a clear label because I was hoping it would be a little more clear, but especially when you refrigerate it, there is like a white thing to it. So in this case, I would have probably just stuck with the white sticker paper that we've used multiple times in this episode. I think that would be fine because the clear one that I bought is not very clear. I wanted it to be like crystal clear, and this is more of like a matte clear. So anyways, it's really cute. I designed this label, so snatch that. It's free to use. All these things that I'm giving you for free, I would just ask you that you do use this for personal use only. I don't take it and then sell it. I'm giving it to you for free. And that's the thing that I ask you, is that it's for personal use only. So I'm just gonna throw it out. I know you all are not doing that, but anyway, so cut it out, stick it on, tie a ribbon around it, and there you go. One important note about the cookie dough is that it kind of soaks up the moisture. So when it says like 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk, I would lean a little bit more on the heavy side of milk, make it a little bit stickier than you would think, because once you refrigerate this, it does kind of dry it out a little bit. So just a little note there. But isn't this fun? So cute. And who doesn't like want to eat cookie dough? We've all had those days where we're like, I just really need just some cookie dough. And by the way, you remember that perfume from earlier? Don't you think this would pair perfectly for a little self-care basket, a little perfume, a little cookie dough? You know, we ladies, we know what we're talking about. Okay, this next one is practically luxury. It's a custom curling iron cover that looks like it came straight from a high-end boutique, but just cost a few dollars to make. So you're going to start with a cooking mitt, but preferably one where the thumb is on the front side and it's like kind of flappy, you know what I'm talking about? You could use this one from the Dollar Tree. I've already tucked the thumb in because I wanted to kind of see how it would go. But you would have to do a little bit more stitching down the side here, and it does make it quite a bit smaller. Also, it's shorter than the one I used by a little bit. However, this would work really, really well for a flat iron. So this is an option, definitely. And what you're gonna do is turn it right sides together and stitch it so it's kind of like a straight piece, right? Okay, but I will tell you, the one where the thumb is flappy, stitching right across that, cutting the thumb off, that is definitely the way to go, and it gives you like way more room, and I'll show you what I mean in just a second. And what we're gonna do is, well, first of all, we're gonna take off the tag. This was $3.99, not on sale. So on sale, you could probably get it for $2. So that's a great deal. And we're gonna just turn this right side out. I know I got a green one because that's what I found easily at Hobby Lobby, but if you look around, if you could find like a black one, I would recommend black, and that's really good, especially if it's around hair products and makeup and all of that in a bathroom. Black is a really good way to go. I grabbed the green one because it was easy. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to sew this so that there is no thumb, and then we're gonna cut it off. So sew it first, then cut it off. Then you're gonna get like a fun napkin or fabric. I like the napkin because it's already got the finished edge. It's just gonna cut your time down, and if you're making a lot of presents, it will save you some time. But you could also just get like a tea towel, preferably something that looks like more of a fabric. Wouldn't that be super cute? I could have used that one actually. With a black one, you could do it like a tea towel that looks like this. This came in a 2-pack of napkins. There was this one and a striped one. I thought this one was really pretty, so I'm gonna go with this one. And I'll show you what to do with that in just 1 second. We're doing a straight stitch. And this is really thick, so I hope it works. All right. Okay, make sure you back stitch on both sides, reinforce it. Okay, hopefully this worked. It looks like it did. What we're gonna do Hopefully we did this good because we are going to hopefully cut off the right thing. Wouldn't that be bad? So we've cut off the thumb, or the thumb area. Let's cut off any excess we can. We're gonna flip this around. Okay, so that's not the prettiest thing ever, but that's okay, because I'll show you why. So we got this napkin that coordinates with this, and like I said, I got this all at Hobby Lobby. See how it's already finished on both sides? So that's gonna be perfect. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna right sides together, and you could actually get 2 of these out of 1 napkin. So we are going to right sides together. That's going to be our seam right there. And then on this side, okay. And then we'll just kind of fold it on itself so we can make sure it stays even. Right. Okay, there we go. So we have enough for another one. So we're gonna sew this right sides together. Straight stitch, and make sure you do a back stitch. And now we're gonna do the other side. So we're going to cut off these stitches, and hopefully we did a good job. You might also want to zigzag these edges over here. Okay, let's see how this fits. And there we go. Just put our hand in it and look at that. Are you serious? How fun. And then you need to sew it in place. And so what I did is I just hand stitched it on the sides, on both sides, really, really good, doing like 5 or 6 or, you know, however many passes to kind of hold that into place on the side and tying it off really nice and good. And then you are left with this. Is this not so awesome? Okay, so here we go. For this, it has a little hook that if anybody wanted to like hook it in their bathroom and is something, this travels well. So the idea is you put your hot curling iron in this, throw it underneath your sink so you don't have to wait for it to cool, throw it in your bag if you're traveling, and it's protected. So I love this. I got one of these when I was like, I think 18. I used it forever before I don't know what happened to that. Honestly, it probably wore out, but I loved it. So that's why I know it's a good gift. But they made it from scratch back when they would sell hot pad material. It's really hard to find hot pad material anymore. So that's why I did it this way. I've never seen it done this way before. This is just how I did it because you can't really get the hot pad material very easily anymore. And then of course, the reason you put the fabric on the outside, and you could do like a whole bunch of different kinds of ones, is that you are able to tuck the cord right down into the side of it. This is a really functional and awesome gift. I think any girl would want this. And by the way, do you see the size of this curling iron that fits in there? So that is really, really cool. So the final cost, if you buy the hot pad, this particular one, I'm just pricing it off of what I found at Hobby Lobby. If you can get the hot pad 50% off, like they do sometimes, that's $2. And then for the napkin on sale is like 75 cents. So you can make this for $2.75. But if you had to pay full price, because sometimes it's not on sale and you just need it, it would be $5.50. And that is still such a good deal for this awesome gift. We are gonna be making some custom candy bars. Okay, so first thing you're gonna need is a candy bar silicone tray. I got this one off of Amazon for $3.99, and this is something that you can use over and over and over again, so that makes it super economical. And then you're gonna want to invest in some good quality chocolate chips. And so I used Ghirardelli. I used the 60% cacao, and then they're semi-sweet. And I just went kind of halvesies because I think it felt like the 60% was a little too intense and the semi-sweet wasn't quite intense enough. So mixing those together, then if you have a double boiler, go with that, because clearly I was making do. Hopefully you have a better setup than me, but I'm making do. I just have a glass bowl and like some shallow water. Or going to cook our chocolate in this and hope that we don't have problems. So here we go. So then you're gonna do a layer of melted chocolate, maybe like halfway mark at this, and you tap it down. I threw it in the freezer. Get it nice and cold because you're gonna put another hot layer over this, and you wanna be really careful. So if it were me, and you'll see here as I make it, I would do one flavor at a time in the tray, but I was kind of trying to show you both at the same time, so I went halvesies. I had things to do, but when I make these again in the future, I will just do one flavor. So I found these butterscotch flavored, what do they call them? Chocolate melting wafers? They're not chocolate because it's butterscotch. Melting wafers, candy melts. And I think I got these ones at Hobby Lobby, so if you're looking for them. And I just melted those down in the microwave. Okay, so this seized up, so I just decided to do it in the microwave, and that looks way better, so. There you go. So I just did that in 30-second increments, melting it down. And then I spread that in, and you tap, tap, tap it down, like just kind of bang it. And then to make it fancy, I took some chopped up Heath bar that was already chopped up. You could chop up your own and it would probably look really, really good, maybe even better. And I sprinkled that on the bottom. Okay, now we're gonna just mint chocolate chips. So in this case, I got green, and the green that I got, they probably have a lighter green, but the green I got was like a Christmas green. So I added in some white chocolate chips, melted that down. It actually worked better in the microwave. What the heck? I don't know what's going on outside. It's, ooh. There's like flashing lights outside. It's so creepy, and it keeps happening, and it keeps distracting me. Oh my goodness. Is this a Nightmare Before Christmas episode? Just kidding. If I wasn't home alone right now, just me and Dolly, I wouldn't be nervous, but for whatever reason, it's making me a little nervous. Back to what we were talking about. So I had already chopped up some Oreos, and it was like one per bar. And then once I melted it down, I added a little mint flavor to that, and then I spread that out. Now that we have both the butterscotch side and the mint side, or maybe you're doing all of one flavor, then you're gonna take any of that leftover chocolate that you didn't scrape out from earlier, because hopefully you've worked fast enough to do it, and you just drizzle it over, and that makes it extra special. Throw it in the freezer, get it nice and cold. Okay, let's pull these out. This is the first time I've made gourmet chocolate bars. Oh my goodness, guys. Okay, I'm gonna try to not handle these too much because I don't want them to melt. The excess does break off a little bit, but we might need to cut it off just a touch. Oh my word, these are so cool. There we go. This is gonna be fine. So fun. Okay, let me show you this. I'll do some little after shots real quick before we wrap them up. Now we're gonna wrap it. So I started wrapping this in like the painter's drop brown paper. You could use any kind of like brown packaging paper, or even like wrapping paper, really. Like that would be cute. But then I realized these are kind of greasy, so I decided to wrap it in plastic and then do it. And I used like some rolling double-sided stick glue tape thing and got that all wrapped up. And then I designed these cute printables for you. These are, you can cut down to the size that you want. And aren't those adorable? So I made two. If you want to do a different flavor than this, I didn't design anything else, just these two. So the options are dark chocolate mint bar and then dark chocolate toffee bar. And so that is the two that I designed for you. Cut them out, wrap them around, and then you're going to tuck down a little sprig of something, and look how cute this is. Hello, does this not look so fancy and gourmet? I love this. I think this is so cute. $1 to make each bar, approximately. Like it might be a little bit less, a little bit more, depending on, I think it was right around $1 to make. But look at how fancy that is. You could do just one and give them to teachers, give them to friends, give them to neighbors. You could do a couple of them. You could do 3 or 4 of them. I love these. These feel so fancy. We're gonna taste test. I kept a couple of them unwrapped because my husband's like, I want one of these. And I'm like, well, hold on first. Look how cute that is, right? And so we're gonna taste test this toffee one real quick. Oh my word.
The best things I've ever tasted.
It is so good. Wow. So, really, really fun idea. Beautifully wrapped chocolate bars feel fancy, especially when you customize them with flavors and toppings. Perfect for teachers, neighbors, or gift baskets, and they are so adorable. You guys, this next one is my favorite. But I've thought that about literally every single one of them, but this is so easy and so cute, you're gonna die. So what you're gonna do is you are gonna get some like cookie scented wax melts that are preferably in a brown color. This is what I got. I picked these up at Target for $2 a thing. It's called the Cookie Exchange. It's a perfect color for gingerbread men. So, and many of you may know I'm doing a gingerbread theme this year at my house. So this is kind of on my mind. And plus I had this left over from a previous episode where we did some bath bombs. So I'll link all of my Christmas episodes for you below. But yeah, so I had this and I'm like, how cute would this be to reshape wax melts into gingerbread shapes and then put them in a cute little bag. And then I've got some other ideas to go along with that. So basically simple, easy, just go pick out the shape you want. In my case, I'm doing gingerbread because I had that. Wax melts that you like the scent of, that you think your person would like the scent of. I have this little candle wax melting thing, and we are gonna put it in just a pan of hot water. Like so, put it in here and then we'll bring it to a boil. So here we go. All you're gonna need to do is melt down the wax, which happened really, really fast. These melt down really, really quick. And then you literally pour them into the gingerbread man shape. Now, you could do this with Christmas trees and use green wax. Like, there are a lot of options, and let them set up, and it's so easy and your house smells so good as you're making these. And then you're gonna put them in some thin bags. I put like 6 of them in a bag and then fold that over. This one was like self-sticking. And then you guys, I made you the most adorable printable. So 2 on a page, cut them in half, and then like fold it over and then cut off any excess. And then you fold it over your cellophane bag and staple it on either side, and look at this. I mean, how adorable is this? Now you can give them just like this, because this ends up being around $2 to $2.50 per little thing like this. Or you could still stay under that $10 mark. They have like $7 plug-in wax warmers at Hobby Lobby. I've seen them for about $8 at Walmart. So you could still stay under that $10 mark and do a bag of this and like a little plug-in warmer thing. Who wouldn't want this? I mean, this looks like you could just get on the wax melts, but I mean, I would much rather have this. Now, making them as thick as I did 5 packages and it made enough for 4. So you could get away with doing 1 package and just make them a little bit thinner. These are pretty thick. So yeah, that's where I get the $2 to $2.50. So you could also just do 4, but I think 6 is a good amount, right? These wax melts look adorable, smell incredible, and are so easy to customize. A cozy seasonal gift that feels polished and store-bought and only cost you about $2 to make. And for the grand finale, a crystal cup candle that looks like it came straight from Anthropologie's holiday collection, but costs less than $10. For our next gift idea, we are going to be taking a candle and putting it in a beautiful crystal piece that you've hopefully found at the thrift store. There's so many options that you can find. I usually can find these for a few dollars a piece, sometimes 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, it just depends. And they're really, really pretty pieces. Candles are always a nice gift and everything, but wouldn't it be so much nicer if this candle was in something pretty like this? It will just elevate the gift so much. And so that's what we're gonna do. I got this on a Target clearance app. It's a pumpkin spice cupcakes. Sounds good to me. And I got it on clearance for I think like $7. And so a couple dollars for this, we're gonna be under $10. And I think I'm gonna use this piece, but there are a lot of options. We could split it into 2, get 2 gifts out of 1 by doing something a little bit smaller like this. Another option also is to maybe get some wax melts and some wicks and just do your own thing. So there's a lot of different ways you could go about it. I think this is by far the simplest. So what we're gonna do is I've got a pan here with water in it, not very high, and we're gonna just set this in and melt the candle down. This took a while because it was pretty solid. I would also have on hand some new wicks because when I was melting down my candle, it kind of like damaged the wicks that came with it. You might be able to fix those, but I would just go with the new ones. They're very cheap to buy. I got like a package of 10 for like $2 or something like, so I wouldn't stress too much about that. So then get it, melt it down a little, put some in the bottom, stick your new wicks down in it, and then boil the rest while that's cooling. Then pour it all into a beautiful crystal cup, vase, dish, whatever, and it looks so beautiful and pretty. And then you just let it set up, and that's it. It is so easy to do. I mean, candles are a very common gift at Christmas time, I think, because everybody likes them, everybody uses them, but putting a little bit extra effort into it by putting it in a beautiful cut crystal vase or jar or whatever, just really elevates the gift and makes it look so much more expensive. And I showed this to a friend and she thought I spent like $80 on it, just to give you an idea. And there are some that I know that are even smaller that are for sale for like real, and they're like $50-$60 and they're like smaller, very similar look. And in this case, it would cost you less than $10 depending on how much you get the candle for and how much you get the cut crystal for. So now you know that DIY does not mean cheap. In fact, it can look more expensive than store-bought if you know just a few little tricks and have a few little free printables from your friend Natalie at Designed to the Nines. Which gift are you going to try first? Let me know below. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do so because I have so much fun Christmas content. You're not gonna wanna miss it. And as I always remind you, I just want to remind you once again that you are powerful. Merry Christmas, I love you. We'll see you next time. Bye.